Thank you for having me for this great event today. And how do we transform clinical trial through real-world data and AI technology? In the world, there are millions of patient records. They are vast and diverse. And we truly believe that the medicine urgently needs to filtration and connection for all of this data in order to find unknown correlations between symptoms and diagnosis, between human genome and the right therapy of every single patient. Connecting, processing, and analyzing the real-world data is the key of some of the challenges and the big pain of the healthcare we face today. What we have constantly increasing of new therapies and clinical trials worldwide. Clinical trials with a complex design of the protocols. At the same time, we have delaying in accessing to these new therapies. And all of this highlights the needs of more informed decision-making from all stakeholders of this process. These global healthcare challenges also lead to some of the problems that we faced in the clinical trials. A global study estimates that half of the clinical trial, 50%, are delayed due to recruitment issues. One of the biggest problems here. Also, this study estimates that 10% of the clinical trials fail because they cannot enroll even one single patient to this clinical trial. So, two problems: recruitments failing due to the enrollment process. And let's see how real-world data and AI could solve these problems. Today I'll give you two examples of this because there are so many. For sure, there are a lot of companies that are working on the field to solve these problems. The first example, it's about how AI reduced the time in a drug development phases to the patients. And the second example is how our company, through the machine learning algorithms and the NLP algorithms, also support all investigators to identify and to enroll patients better to the clinical trial. So let me first see the first example. Currently, of the drug development phases at the moment, starts with estimation of around 100,000 new molecules candidate that comes to the market. But at the end, comes just only one molecule to the market after 10, 15 years and cost $2-3 billion. That's a huge. What comes and what happens when AI comes to this process? As this is not a science fiction story, this is a real example at the moment about how AI is transforming the new drug development phase and stage. So when it's integrated the AI, it's about we are reducing time in a preclinical phases up to 1 year. In the past, it was 3-4 years. And the investments from hundreds of millions of dollars, it costs now tens of millions of dollars. So that's a big difference. Also, this technology, they are also transforming the stage 3 and 2 in the clinical trials. We all know how important are these stages and phases because many patients in the world, they are waiting for the new therapy to be discovered. Alzheimer, breakthrough, cancer. Now, let's see how our company, Skillline, we do transform the patient enrollment in clinical trials phase 2 and 3. How currently investigators are working at the moment in the hospitals? They're manually going document by document, folders by folders, through all patient dossier and documentations. That's happened manually, and it takes time, 3 to 6 months per protocol, even more, depends on the complexity of the protocol. That's a big, big burden for every hospital, I can say, and they need even to hire more resources on the field in order if they want to run more clinical trials in the hospitals. And here the technology helps. How do we solve? And how do we transform the patient enrollment? So we built and trained a machine learning algorithms. This is part of the AI, we all know that. To structure all the free text data. The biggest challenge at the moment that we have in an electronic health record system, that most of the data is in a free text. It's stored because it's written by the physicians in an epic crisis, in the protocols. But those data need to be readable, need to be structured in order to help investigators and physicians to identify patients faster and to enroll it in the clinical trials. That's why we build these machine learning algorithms to structure the data like biomarkers, the histology type of the tumors, like symptoms of the patient, such a data that it's needed for the protocol of the clinical trials. And once the data is structured, so it's a matter of time, it's just for seconds, investigators to put it, the including and excluding criteria into the algorithms. And then, voila, the algorithms start to read thousands of medical documents in seconds from all patient history in the hospitals. And that's happened for the seconds and provide to the investigators in one cohort how many patients are eligible to these specific clinical trials. And that's really helped for all physicians and investigators. All of this highlights a few benefits. We have 20% of increasing and helping sponsors as well to select the right sites through this technology. We reduce the time we estimated with 40% for the investigators. Their time is crucial to be next to the patients, not to go documents by documents. And also we increase the number of successfully executed clinical trials at every single site. They run more clinical trials, they make more research, they generate more revenue because this technology helps them. Today, our platform works with many solutions and provide many solutions. We serve different types of needs for physicians, for investigators, for medical people. We work with more than 63 hospitals in different countries: Germany, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Romania. The platform today generates more than 55 million of patient records real time. We embedded machine learning algorithms and national language processing algorithm because it works for every languages, for each language. French, we can show you to our booth later, Germans, English, and all of this, we truly believe and we know how important is that the security of the data, to provide the security solutions, to protect the data, to work with every single hospitals and help physicians and support the researchers. So thank you. Come to our booth, we're here, and we want to show you more capabilities of all our solutions that we provide. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We do have the time for a couple of questions, if that's okay. And please raise your hand if you have any questions. Yes, over here.
Thank you for this presentation. I was wondering, how do the users input the criteria of the clinical trials protocols?
So how the users input? It happens there different ways. We have like a bookmarkers in the algorithms, and based on the protocol, including and excluding criteria that the investigators, they know very well the protocols, they put it into the algorithms, the main criteria that the algorithm needs to be searched based on all patients that have. This is the one thing, the one way. The second way that we provide support as a company to the investigators and through the hospitals, we can set up these algorithms in advance once we agree with the protocols, and that's happened automatically.
So hello, thank you for that presentation. I arrived a little late, but I think that my question maybe is still relevant. So you showed us some percentages of improvement of the clinical trials thanks to AI.
Yeah.
My question is, and it is simply based on the Pareto law, are you sure that AI is actually the most powerful tool to improve clinical trials? I'm thinking here of some protocols used by doctors during clinical trials, and sometimes the quality of the clinical trial and so on is mostly based on those human-to-human interactions. So how much do you think that we should actually put money on AI when the real improvement of clinical trials is not based on such things?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Here we're talking about, I can talk a lot, and afterwards for sure, if you can, to share some thoughts. We all know now that all EMA, FDA, they're all working about how AI and how real-world data really could be implemented into the stage in order to the clinical trial to be more efficient and the time to speed up the time. Yeah. This has happened. I could say a lot of, at the moment, protocol that is running in the United States and even in Europe based on this. Our focus as a company to help investigators first to speed up their time and to make it more efficient, to speed up the recruitment processes, to speed up the enrollment, and then once the patient is identified and enrolled to the clinical trials, at the moment we are all focused that we have a ECRF or someone that they're using this. This is very strictly follow up all the patient visits and etc. But the process till now, it's to optimize the time of the physicians and based on using this electronic health record data available into the hospital.
Okay, thank you very much.
If you'd like to continue the conversation, Skiline do have a booth in the demo zone, so please do go and ask all your questions.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you again.